You know
I'm
how
going to stay here for a while because the thunderstorm warning in effect for Nassau County until 6:15.
Oh, it went up again?
Yeah, 6:15 now. So please, if you are on the roads, by all means keep listening, but pull over if you can or get off as soon as you can. I mean, it's honestly not safe to drive. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I used to deliver in this, to be honest with you.
Oh my goodness gracious.
There was one time where I was taking a delivery, I couldn't see, like even with the wipers at full blast, I couldn't see what was going on in front of me. Just pull over. Just wait.
Exactly. Your life is not worth it. It's just not, because then you wouldn't be able to listen to this incredible voice and that not so great voice sitting across from me.
So which one's which?
I am the king of all media.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Am I Howard Stern?
No, you're like the Queen.
I'm not. I thought that was Robin.
Oh, man.
I love Howard Stern. I honestly do.
I haven't listened to him in so long.
He's great. You're listening to Beyond the Game on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We are live twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Valk. Sitting across from me, one of my best friends, Eric Fischetti. Number to call if you have something on your mind, or to win a pair of tickets to see the Long Island Ducks take on the Somerset Patriots on Sunday, May 27th at 1:35 p.m. at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip is 516-572-7440. So let's get to baseball. Tonight, the Yankees will start a 2-game series at Nationals Park. Eric, what are your thoughts on the series?
I can tell you this. I feel like the Mets fans are going to turn Yankee fans for 2 nights. But
yeah, exactly.
I will tell you this. I'm not expecting a 2-game sweep because in Game 2, they're facing Max Scherzer. That is a tough hill to climb. But I'm speaking on terms of tonight. It's Tanaka versus Gonzalez. This is a very, very winnable game. And I will tell you this. I think this is where Giancarlo Stanton breaks out.
I hope you're right. Although Stanton has been doing well as of recently. The one guy who I really want to get on is Didi Gregorius, because he has been invisible recently. I think he only had like 1 hit last week, and it's honestly horrible to see. He came out like a bat out of hell to start the season, and now he looks like the Didi Gregorius before he learned that we didn't want to see the next Derek Jeter. We wanted to see the first Didi Gregorius. Eric, did we just get a winner for the Ducks tickets?
We got a winner.
We got a winner, yeah! Oh, yeah! I'll give you the applause sound effect for that, buddy. I'll give you a shout-out as soon as Eric puts your information on that piece of paper. Awesome. You're going to have a great time there, let me tell you. But going back to the Yankees, I want to talk about some of their transactions. Clint Frazier being called up, David Hale being DFA'd, and Brandon Drury being sent down. Drury was kind of expected, although it's unfortunate that it happened this way. Him coming back from injury, and Miguel Andujar looking like the second coming of Alex Rodriguez, and Gleyber Torres looking like the second coming of Tony Lazzari. So it's obviously unfortunate to see, but there is no denying that Andujar is the better option than Drury right now, especially because we don't know how he's going to do coming back from the injury. I mean, that's a serious injury. There was like a nerve pressing on the back of his spine or something like that. That's no joke, man. That is serious. And Clint Frazier, I'm expecting to see this guy play. To quote the great Todd Bowles, I want to play right now. Did I just say the great Todd Bowles? I meant the horrible Todd Bowles. Oh, my goodness gracious. But you know what? There's an opening for him to play. I mean, Aaron Hicks is playing like garbage to start out this season. And you know what? I think it's fair to wonder if he can be the Yankees center fielder of the future. Maybe the outfield next year is going to be some combination of Judge, Stanton, and Frazier. A special shout out to Vandanya Gandhi. Eric, do me a favor, say that again.
Vandanya Gandhi. If I'm botching your name, I apologize. It was very hard to hear you from over here screaming.
Vandanya Gandhi.
Of Levittown, New York.
Congratulations, my friend. You're going to have a great time. So, Eric, I know for a fact that you agreed with everything that I said.
Because I completely heard you, of course.
Yeah,
I did hear the last part. Obviously, Brett Gardner's contract is up at the end of the year, so he's going to be a free agent. Whether you want to bring him back or not, Gardner probably still has a little bit left in the tank. That's whether for you to believe or not. But he cannot steal that many bases anymore. He can still
He's never been a great base stealer, to be honest with you.
But when he has stolen bases, there was production.
Yes, that is true. The thing about Gardner is people are saying that they should drop him in the lineup. And honestly, the way the Yankees are playing, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I wouldn't go crazy shuffling up the lineup. Gardner still does what you want a leadoff hitter to do. You want him to make the pitcher work.
Do you want to put Frazier in the lineup?
Yes. Absolutely. But I want Gardner hitting leadoff. I want Frazier in over Hicks. So Gardner can play center, Judge can play right, and Frazier can play left.
That's
how
fine.
about that, huh?
I'm fine with that.
And how about we have Judge play center? I think Judge is athletic enough to do it.
Because you know what? He played center field, I believe in college or high school, but even then, when he was stuck in center field, when Boone put him out there, he played well.
He's certainly athletic enough to do it. But we do have a caller on the line. It's Martin from Merrick. Martin, how are you?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing good. What's on your mind?
Well, just to let you know what the weather is like. It is very dark. It is raining hard.
Yeah, we have a window down here.
Oh.
We got two.
Well, you guys are in the basement, right?
Yeah, but we can look up.
It doesn't mean the windows aren't open.
But, okay, I was going to say, just make certain you guys have cups, or pails, just in case.
We'll be all right.
We appreciate it, though.
So what's on your mind?
So, shall we talk about the breaking news about Robinson Cano, or the breaking news about when or if New York State is going to get sports betting parlors?
Let's talk about the gambling ruling. I know you're an attorney. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I really don't want to get into the law all that much, but basically what the case said was that federal law can't trump state law in this instance. Basically, we all remember 10th Amendment, all powers not specifically enumerated in the Constitution or in the Bill of Rights are reserved to the states.
Yep.
Well, this federal law was not something that was in the Constitution, obviously. Therefore, and again, I'm oversimplifying it, but basically the court said it's a state issue. Leave it to the states unless Congress wants to just say all sports gambling is bad. You can't do it at all.
Orrin Hatch did say that he may introduce a new bill, but that's not what I want to ask you. What I want to ask you is, because obviously you're a big sports fan, do you think that this has opened Pandora's box in the sense that we have no idea what exceptions are going to be carved out with players and coaches?
Well, I think it's more basic than that. I think it's more basic. Are you going to have 50 governors or 50 state legislatures, all of which are strapped for money, to see this as a new source of income?
Well, I'll tell you, if I'm Governor Cuomo, I'm signing the law tomorrow.
Well, Cuomo said almost the exact opposite.
Well, that's all right. I'm a Republican. I don't like him.
But the point, how many states have enough of a fan base that they can make money off of legalized sports gambling? And by that I mean, obviously, if they're the house, they're going to make money. But realize you've got to create an entire staff of people. You've got to rent or purchase buildings for these betting emporiums.
Or you could just do it all online. I think that's going to be the easier way to do it.
I actually think that's the route that we're going to go.
Yeah, because if I'm going to bet on a game, I'm not going to drive out to a betting parlor. I'm going to be more likely to do it on my phone.
Not only that, everything is electronic now. Yeah. Everything is.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but you're also dealing with a traditional populate that is used to going to an OTB to place a bet. Not necessarily.
Well, they're not used to doing that for baseball, though. They're used to doing that for horse racing.
Right, but are they? But that's the only sports gambling we know in New York.
No, that's true. Listen, this has opened Pandora's box.
Mm-hmm.
There is no question about that. I do think New York is going to get it right. I do think that we're going to have it within the next 5 years, despite whatever Governor Cuomo says. I just think it only makes sense for a state that's hemorrhaging money to make some money off of this.
Well, that's a point that I just began to make. I mean, New York, California, Florida, yeah, sure. But what about Wyoming? What about Idaho? What about Montana?
Montana does have something similar to a sports gambling law. I don't know exactly what it is. But listen, those states aren't the right states for it. The states that are right for it are New York, California,
the bigger states,
Florida, Illinois, Texas.
Yeah,
right. But I remind you also
even Alabama,
that in recent years, New York City OTB lost money. Nassau County OTB lost money.
But you keep comparing it to OTB. It's two different things. OTB was just horse racing. This has opened up the door to baseball, hockey, football, and basketball. And I guarantee you...
even college sports, too.
I guarantee you, Eric, you said Alabama. I mean, Alabama fans would bet on both the Crimson Tide and the Tigers.
Now, one thing that the New Jersey law had was that you could not bet on a Jersey school and you could not bet on a sporting event that was being held in the state of New Jersey.
Well, Rutgers is awful, so that's, case closed.
Yeah, but it also means you couldn't.
The Devils.
Yeah, I was going to say you couldn't bet on a Devils game. You couldn't bet
even
on
a Giants or a Jets game too.
Right. You couldn't bet on anything going on at the Rock. But if that's the law that's going to be followed, it means you have an awful lot of Bama fans that can't bet on Bama.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that in Alabama or nationwide for that matter. All right, Martin, thanks for the call.
Have a good evening, gentlemen. Get home safely.
Thank you. You too. So we got about a minute left. Eric, make it fast. Time for the bottom of the nine. Go ahead.
So the NBA draft lottery is tonight. As a New York Knicks fan, I am always expecting the worst, but there is a 6.1 chance that they can get in the top 3. Is that true? Probably not. They're probably going to end up picking number 9. They need a wing, either Mikal Bridges or Miles Bridges, and we're good.
I think they need a center. I could see them maybe taking Mo Bamba if
that depends where they go.
Yeah, absolutely. So Chuck Knox passed away on Saturday at the age of 86 from dementia. In his career, he went 186, 147, and 1. I think he has the 10th most wins in NFL history for a head coach. Never won a Super Bowl. That's the knock on him. I think he'd get my Hall of Fame vote, but regardless, he was an excellent regular season coach and will be deeply missed. All right. Looks like we're about out of time here on Beyond the Game. For the one and only Eric Fischetti, I am Jacob Valk saying, get home safe. Please, for the love of mercy, if you're not comfortable behind the wheel, just pull over.